Assalamu alaikum and good evening. You are watching HumSub.TV and I am Munib Hamid with the news. Former United States Ambassador HUSSAIN HAQQANI booked over hate speeches. Former Ambassador to the United States HUSSAIN HAQQANI was nominated in FIRs launched by 3 people in 2 police stations of Gujarat on Sunday for delivering hate speeches and writing books and articles against armed forces and the sovereignty of Pakistan. The 3 FIRs were registered in Cantonment and Bilaytung police station by Momin, Muhammad Asghar and Shamsul Haq. The Bilaytung police said that Mr. Asghar stated in the FIR that Mr. Haqqani was a mentor of the Memogate scandal and had issued visas to CIA and Indian agents while serving as a Pakistani ambassador to the US. Mr. Asghar further alleged that Mr. Haqqani maligned Pakistan in the books he wrote, which proved that he was a traitor. Police help sought in tracing relatives of Naqibullah. The Sindh police have sought help of their counterparts in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa in tracing the relatives of Naqibullah Masood for recording their statements. The relatives of Naqibullah, who was killed in a fake encounter in Karachi, are residing in Makeen area of North Waziristan Agency, according to a statement issued from the KP Central Police Office here. In this connection, additional IG Counter-Terrorism Department Sindh Sanaullah Basi has formally requested the KP Police for helping in tracing and recording the statements of father and brother of Naqibullah. It is worth mentioning here that the regional police officer has been tasked with arranging the safe travel of the father and brother of Naqibullah to Karachi. Democrats accuse Trump of pursuing reckless foreign policy as Pakistan still struggles to assess the full impact of the Trump administration's decision to suspend security aid to the country. Democrats in the US Senate say the 45th American president is pursuing a dangerous, reckless and un-American foreign policy. The scathing indictment of President Donald Trump's foreign policy is included in a document prepared by the Democratic staff of the Senate Foreign Relations Committee to mark the first anniversary of the Trump administration on January 20th. In a statement accompanying the document, Senator Ben Cardin, a ranking Democrat, accuses Mr. Trump of making hasty decisions, often without consulting his own Secretary of State, Rex Tillerson, and using Twitter to conduct foreign policy. Vietnam oil executive kidnapped from Germany gets life for embezzlement. A Vietnamese former state oil executive who was allegedly kidnapped from Germany was jailed for life on Monday for embezzlement in the highest-profile corruption trial to target the communist country's business and political elite. The blockbuster trial involving 21 other officials, including an ex-Politburo member, has gripped a country where the affairs of the powerful are normally kept secret. But Vietnam's conservative leadership is waging a massive anti-communist sweep in that mirrors China's crackdown on graft. Pence arrives in Israel as Trump's Jerusalem move reverberates. U.S. Vice President Mike Pence arrived in Israel on Sunday for a visit that will see him warmly welcomed by Israeli leaders but snubbed by the Palestinians, deeply angered by the White House's Jerusalem policy. The visit, initially scheduled for December before being postponed, is the final leg of a trip that has included talks in Egypt and Jordan as well as a stop at a U.S. military facility near the Syrian border. Controversy back home over a budget dispute that has led to a U.S. government shutdown has trailed Pence, and he sought to blame Democrats for the impasse during a speech to troops at the military facility on Sunday. Bahrain arrests 47, charges 290 in crackdown. Bahraini police said on Sunday they had arrested 47 people on charges linked to terrorism, including plots to assassinate public figures, as well as filing charges against another 290. In a statement released by Bahrain's police force, the Interior Minister said law enforcement agencies had arrested 47 terrorist agents and foiled attacks across the country, including planned killings of officials and public figures. Police had also transferred the case of 290 wanted persons and suspects to the Public Prosecutor's Office, it said. The statement did not specify the dates of the arrest, but said they were part of one of the most important preventive operations triggered by attacks on police and a fire at a Saudi Aramco oil pipeline in Bahrain last year. Al-Qaeda Maghreb member shot dead in Tunisia. Tunisian security forces have killed a senior member of the Al-Qaeda in the Islamic Maghreb, who was wanted by Algeria for 2.5 decades, officials said. A terrorist wanted by Algeria since 1993 was killed in an operation carried out by the Special Unit of the National Guard, Tunisian Interior Ministry spokesman Khalifa Tibani said. A security source said the person killed was Belay Kobi, an Algerian who was close to the network's leader Abdelmalek Drokdel. Kobi had been charged with overseeing links between the network, known by its French initials HAQQANI, and its Tunisian branch, the official said. Democratic Republic of Congo government cracks down on protests, 6 die. 6 people were killed in the Democratic Republic of Congo on Sunday, the UN said, as the authorities cracked down on a banned protest against President Joseph Kabila. Witnesses said security forces fired live rounds and tear gas in Kinshasa to disperse demonstrators who had gathered after Catholic Church leaders called for a mass peaceful demonstration against Kabila's 17-year rule. The UN peacekeeping mission MONUSCO said 6 people were killed in Kinshasa and 49 others injured nationwide in anti-Kabila rallies. It added that 94 people were arrested across the country. A spokesman for the National Police told state television that 2 people were killed in the capital while 9 policemen were wounded, 2 of them seriously. Ecuador president calls Julian Assange a problem. The president of Ecuador, Lenin Moreno, on Sunday described WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange as an inherited problem that has created more than a nuisance for his government. We hope to have a positive result on the issue, he said in an interview with television networks. Earlier this month, Ecuador announced it had granted citizenship to Assange in an unsuccessful attempt to provide him with diplomatic immunity and usher him out of its London embassy without the threat of arrest by Britain. United States shutdown. Government services closed as working week begins. Hundreds of thousands of federal workers will be unable to report for work on Monday as the U.S. Senate struggles to end a government shutdown. The shutdown began at midnight on Friday when lawmakers failed to agree on an extension to federal funding. Efforts to reach a compromise ahead of the working week failed late on Sunday. A vote to end the shutdown was postponed until midday on Monday, meaning many federal government offices will remain closed. The Senate held a rare session throughout the weekend in an attempt to reach an agreement ahead of the working week, but there was little sign of compromise as Democratic and Republican senators blamed each other. British Army chief to call for investment to keep up with Russia. Britain's armed forces risk falling behind Russia without more investment, the head of the army will say. General Sir Nick Carter will say the British Army's ability to respond to threats will be eroded if we don't keep up with our adversaries. The speech approved by Defense Secretary Gavin Williamson comes amid speculations of potential defense cuts. The warning comes after Russia practiced simulated attacks across northern Europe. In a speech which will take place at the Royal United Services Institute on Monday, General Carter will highlight Russia's new cyber warfare capabilities. And now the sports news. Pakistan's batting woes continue in the first T20 against New Zealand. Pakistan's batting woes continued on Monday in the first T20 against New Zealand in Wellington as they bundled out for 105. Only Babar Khan and Hassan Ali in a 30-run partnership for the 8th wicket reached double figures. Babar was the last man out for 41, with 2 balls remaining in the innings, while Hassan, 23, distinguished himself with a huge 6 to see Pakistan pass their lowest T20 score of 74 set against Australia 6 years ago. Before the late charge by Babar and Hassan, Pakistan had again been let down by their recognized batsmen, just as they were when losing all 5 one-day internationals against New Zealand. And now the weather update for the next 24 hours. Mainly cold and dry weather is expected in most parts of the country. However, light rain is expected at a few parts of the country. Chances of rain in Quetta and Zob divisions are 60%. Gujranwala, Lahore divisions and Kashmir 30%, Hazara, Rawalpindi divisions Islamabad and Gilgit-Baltistan at 20%. Light snowfall over the hills is also expected in Kashmir and Gilgit-Baltistan during the period. That's all for now. For more news and updates, keep watching HumSub TV. Take care. Please subscribe to HumSub TV and hit the notification icon on the screen to get the latest updates of our channel. Thank you for watching HumSub TV.